Zach, first of all, talk about this game here. Obviously, a very different game the last couple games for you guys. Kind of a slow start offensively, but you guys turned things up there in the third period.
Yeah, same thing in Manitoba. Kind of switch our forecheck up and get a little more aggressive, and guys are just skating, getting into the game. So, kind of an X's and O's things that just translates to our mentality overall.
Go to your goal here, because obviously Comesso for Rockford made a few big saves early in the game on breakaways here. You go 5-hole on him. Was that kind of your thinking, or was thinking let's get the puck on net here?
Yeah, I kind of just picked my head up a little bit and saw a little space and just fired it. I thought if I tried to make a move, the defenders would have caught me. So.
And obviously, just getting 3 wins in a row against Central Division teams. This team trying to stay in the playoff race right now. How big are wins like this?
Yeah, huge. I mean, any separation you get, especially against a team that's right behind you, is huge.
And talk about maybe the resilience of this team as well. I mean, obviously, you mentioned the last 2-3 goal comebacks last week against Manitoba, and then here tonight having to rally here. Just shows that there's some real character in this locker room.
Yeah, I think it just speaks volumes to the depth on our team. We got to figure out our starts for sure, but we're capable of scoring a lot of goals. So, maybe sometimes we try to get too cute, but I'm sure it'll be addressed here in the next couple of days.
When it gets later in the game and you guys are still down on the scoreboard with zeros, what clicks to beat the goaltenders?
Just simplicity. Yeah.
Bergie, another comeback win for this hockey team here. I mean, it seems like you guys are just becoming the comeback kids.
Yeah, great with a win, but I think we need to play better overall. Like the first and second period isn't good enough, and it shows good character that we turn things around in third. But I think we need to start having better periods.
Well, the first period, only 2 shots on goal. It was a very odd period, very fast moving. Obviously, that long stretch of 10 or so minutes of no whistles, a lot of consistent flow to the game. Have you ever had a long stretch like that without any stoppages?
Yeah, sometimes it's not normal. So of course it's a little bit weird start to the game. So, but you need to find ways to get you going, and I think we had a little bit struggle with that. But of course in the third we come up big and had a win.
Second period, you guys got quite a few good chances there as well here. Was that something in the locker room that Dan kind of told you guys, hey, start creating more opportunities here?
Yeah, of course. I think no one in here was pretty happy about the first, so we told us we need to pick up ourselves and be us better.
And obviously, you picked up a little bit yourself. The game tied at 1. You get a little bit of room on the right wing side here. What do you see before you had that good shot?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a goal scorer, so I'm close my eyes and shoot. So I had luck at this time, but I think I need, like the rest of the team, like in first and second, be a little bit better, and hopefully it comes on Friday.
Yeah, obviously some big wins against division teams. Now you go up against Belleville. What do you remember from those games against the Senators that are being important?
Just the town Belleville wasn't the best I've been, so nice to have a home game.
Kind of talk about this game here. It's another big win for this team against a division rival here. Another comeback win as well. I mean, 2 points is 2 points, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. They don't ask how at the end of the day. As long as we get the 2 points, that's what matters. And obviously, it wasn't the start we wanted, but I'm proud of the boys and finding a way to get the job done.
Yeah, it's kind of been the way the last few games. Obviously, Manitoba falling behind 3 goals in those 2. What kind of, I don't want to say what attributes to this slow start, but how is it that you guys are able to quickly recover and have a good finish?
Yeah, I think it's just we're determined. We want to win. We're going to find a way to win, and I think we just got to find a way to come out with that attitude at the start of the game and have a better start and play the right way for a full 60 minutes. It'll make it a lot easier on us.
Do you think the time off between games before Manitoba, does that a little bit of rest, the week off, kind of help you guys recover and then go into this busy stretch of 5 games in 9 days?
Yeah, I think rest is always good. We want to be as fresh as we can, coming into games, and it's just doing the right things off the ice to make sure we're ready to go for the games.
So now you got Belleville coming up here, and those were a couple tough games when you guys up there last time around. What do you remember from those games that you kind of take into this weekend?
Yeah, I think they play hard. They play fast and they play hard. They're a good team, and we just got to make sure we're on our game and playing our game the right way. And we'll hopefully get the results we want.
Another comeback win. The Cardiac kids working at their best here. What do you think about the resilience of this team to consistently come back here over these last 3 games?
Well, I mean, it speaks volumes of the character in here. But now the question becomes: is it sustainable for all this time? And we've been good for 3 games at it, but when you start playing teams that have won a lot of games, and it's going to be harder to do that. But I will say our guys, they care, they want to win, and we've just been lucky to get it in third.
Yeah, and obviously with that, it means a little bit of a slow start too. Shots on goal, obviously, stats are one thing, but how do you think this team has played in the first period of these last 3 games? I mean, obviously,
Well, not
falling
good.
behind's not
Yeah,
great,
I mean, not good. I mean, obviously we're behind. We're not making passes. We're not getting enough pucks to the net early on just to get into some sort of rhythm. We're just out of sync early on. It just comes again through preparation, through making sure you're ready personally for the game, and then that's what it boils down to. But we'll get that straightened out here.
Obviously, it was weird to kind of get accustomed to the game tonight. 10+ minutes of no stoppages. I mean, that's not a common thing in hockey. Eh?
No, it was a quick first period, but just the flow was kind of back and forth, a choppy game, not a pretty game by any means, but just again, the outcomes there, which is great. Just our process, the beginning of games, our process right now has got to get better.
Yeah, and obviously getting a win against Rockford, a team that's trying to chase you guys down in the standings. I mean, this is obviously important 2 points.
No, it was a big win. It was a big win for sure. And anytime you're at home, you've got a division opponent, you've got to be ready to play, and you want to make sure that you win these games. If you take care of your division, you're going to have set yourself up for success throughout the regular season. So that's what we're trying to do, and we got a big one here tonight.
And a big goal for Zach Aston Reese. He really started off the comeback and getting the tying goal here. How do you think he's really come along with this team as a veteran?
Well, he competes so hard, and he works extremely hard every day. Probably one of our hardest, if not our hardest worker, every single day. So when guys like that get rewarded in the way they do it, it's from honest hard work. And so you root for guys like that. And he's been one of our guys that in the last few games he's gotten us going, given us a spark between him and Dominic Shine and Marco Casper. The guys like that have really got us going.
Sebastian Costa's got a couple wins in a row under his belt here. How do you think he played tonight after the way he played in Manitoba?
Well, I liked he's confident early on, seeing some shots early on, right from the slot, right around the net. He's competing, he's battling. So, again, just the development side, the progress side for him, it's good to see him get results too, because he does. He's working hard. He's, being a pro every day, showing up to the rink, working hard, and doing what he needs to do to continue to grow his game.
We saw a very physical Griffins team here in this game. Obviously, playing Rockford, that's always going to happen here. But how do you like that snarl from this team, and especially in a big division rivalry?
Well, we need it. It's got to play with grit, especially in the right areas. Anytime you're competing for pucks, battle levels, around both net fronts, on our forecheck, we want to make sure we're physical, we're making contact, especially when you have a good skating team like Rockford. One way to slow them down is just to make sure you're taking them out of the play with your body.
Last one here coming up for Belleville this weekend. Obviously, you guys split with them last time you were up there. How is it after playing all these games against division opponents to keep these guys focused on the goal of playing against someone from the North Division?
We just talk about it's about us. It's about what we do, and regardless of who the opponent is, it's another weekend at home, another opportunity to win at home for our fans and for our team. So we're the message we care about us and worry about us and how we play.
Quick turnaround to play Belleville on Friday and Saturday. What do you think needs to go into a remedy for the slower starts?
I think honestly, it's just being prepared personally more. Whether you change something up, again, it's how you prepare personally. And the game plan's there. It's making sure we find that energy, whether it's a big hit, whether it's make a play. Do something early to get yourself into the game. That's usually the message, and that's going to be talked about here tomorrow at practice, and we'll find a way to get out of those, those slow first periods.